Good morning, everyone. This is BizChicks TV. This is the place where you can find tips and tools that help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And today is Wednesday, and it's time to talk with our money mindset coach, Miss Caren all the way from Toronto, Canada. But before we do that, I want to introduce my co-host, Miss Francine Gregory, real estate entrepreneur and tech diva. And I'm Tara Lena from California Cover-Ups. And this is BizChicks TV. So welcome, sit back, relax. We're going to talk about how to get your money straight for business. Hi, Fran. How you doing today?
I am well. And I just want to say welcome to everybody who is watching live over on Facebook or live over on YouTube. Want to say thank you so much. Want to invite you to subscribe to the page on YouTube, like the page on Facebook, so that we can continue to make sure that you get the information that you need to build a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. But you got to be in position to get the information. There's no charge for our information coming to you Monday through Friday. So why not? Share this, like it, subscribe to it. We just want to say thank you because you could have been anywhere else, but you decided to hang out with us today, and we appreciate it.
Yes. So I want to also remind everyone that our new book is out.
Yes.
Dick and Jane Do Business.
Dick and Jane Do Business. And we will put a link to that in the chat for your pre-order. You can pre-order it now. It will be coming out soon. I will also announce the launch date for that, and it won't be long at all. We also have our first Monday event coming up November 5th. In Sacramento, California, at the Seasons 52. If you are in the Sacramento area, we invite you to come and join us. The only thing that we ask you to do for that is show up and buy something to eat. There's a
order dinner, whatever.
Yeah, order dinner, order whatever dessert. Your favorite dessert is, coffee, something. But just come hang out with us. I believe Gail Guest Brown will be speaking and sharing some information. Let me double check that to make sure that that is so. And that would be November. Let's see.
Well, while you're doing that, I'm going to put in a shameless plug for California Cover-Ups.
Okay.
Thursday night, we do our live sale at 7 o'clock Pacific time. We've got some great fashions. If you like animal print, you need to be there because we're featuring a number of items that will go along that trend. So we want to welcome you and ask you to like our California Cover-Ups page so that you can get the notification of when we go live.
Right.
Another shameless plugs while we're waiting for
No, and they're not shameless. I mean, because we do not despise what it is that we do, and we don't want you to despise what it is that you do. You know, if there's something that you do, be proud of it. Tell somebody about it because, see, your gift is not for you. Your gift is to help someone else.
A service-first company.
Yes, the gift is all about somebody else. You don't need the gift to survive. A lot of people are mistaken thinking that, if I do, my accounting business is going to take care of my needs. Well, no, that's not necessarily true. Your accounting business is to help someone else, and your source comes from your creator. Your revenue is going to come based on the amount that you serve. So always think serve first, not money first. Always keep it serve first. The money will come because technically we don't need a whole lot to live on. We need to eat and sleep and have a car to get around and clothing. Okay, check on most of those boxes. So provide the service and enjoy providing that service. Enjoy what it is you do. Yeah, enjoy what it is that you do, and you'll become known for that. but you're most of all, you are service first, and you're helping to get someone something that they need, because as I heard a couple of weeks ago, on the other side of your obedience, somebody is waiting for you. Somebody needs what you have to offer. And most of us are not in it for the 6 figures, although, you know, the 6 figures come when you offer 6-figure service.
So while we're talking, I just want to say, to remind people that what you don't celebrate will leave you.
Right. So celebrate.
Celebrate yourself, celebrate others.
Right.
Because we need one another.
Correct. And Gail Guest Brown is going to be our featured speaker on the First Monday event in Sacramento. And then on Monday, we will have Terrell Ballard Mitchell will be joining us as a guest on the show. So lots of things coming up. We're going to hear from some fabulous women, and we want you to be a part of that. Don't miss anything. Turn your notifications on. Follow us so that when we go live, you get the notification. And subscribe to that YouTube page.
They can also listen to us while they're driving
on our podcasts. And
tell them where they can find us, friend.
The podcasts are on Apple Podcasts. They are on Google Podcasts. They are on Spotify and 7 other platforms. Anchor, yes. And the 7 other platforms, you can find us. So while you're driving, and it is a replay of our Monday shows and some of the other shows that, you know, like we had a conversation with Tim Gillette that was really, really good. So you'll get some nice information from different guest speakers and how to do things well. Just check us out. So we are everywhere online. And then you can visit our website too, BizChicks.net, for the latest and everything that's going on. We'll be doing an overhaul on the site, updating and doing some things with that as we're getting into January. And we're preparing for the new year. There's a new year and a new you. So we shouldn't be waiting too long to get the new you. You know how they do spring cleaning? I think
yes, indeed.
I think the spring cleaning should start in the fall for the new year.
Yes, and I do want to mention that we have several workshops coming up. On November the 10th, we have Present Like a Pro.
That has been moved to the 17th.
So it's now November 17th.
Right.
And then in December, is that date correct? I think it says the 8th. We have Plan Like a Pro, because that's right before the beginning of the year, right. And we want to get that all mapped out.
Correct. And I need to check the time on that too, because
and in January, on January the 12th, we're going to be looking at
Go Live
Like a Pro.
Right. Yep.
Go Live Like a Pro. And for those of you who missed our workshop on Podcast Like a Pro, we will be offering that again in the first quarter of 2019.
Correct. So, and if you want a one-on-one session, that's available too.
So you can't wait.
Yeah. No, the reason why we are offering these different workshops is because a lot of you are speakers and a lot of you are presenters. And so the Present Like a Pro, we wanted to give you some best practices, some tips, and help you set up your slides and some other things, because we've been seeing how people do slides and they're so overwhelming, and then the audience, the eyes are rolling back in their head and they're trying to snap pictures because there's so much information on the one slide. So we're going to give you some tips on how to create some magical slides that will keep your audience engaged and have them hanging on your every ear so that they can get the best information from your presentation. You want them to walk away wowed, not like zombied when they're finished. So we're going to help you do that. The things that Terry and I do very well are workshops. We've been in the industry and we understand. We've been to some of the things. How can this be better? And whatever it is, we can show you how to do it better. How to create some slides that are very, very engaging, and the tools that you need to use to do it. You'll be able to do these things yourself once you've finished the workshop. You'll know how to do it, where to go. And yesterday when TJ was on, she talked about all about not having to be everywhere. Go to your strengths. You pick your content based on your audience. You pick your platform based on your audience. Where do you want that, where's your audience hanging out? Well, that's where you want to be. But you want to look good when you get over there.
Yes.
And if you do a lot of things offline, I do believe most of your sales and things are going to come offline. You are doing a lot online, but the online is just so people get to know you, see how you work, see how you operate, get to see your picture and your face, get to know you in a safe setting.
I look at being online like having a telephone conversation now. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's like calling up a friend and just saying, "Hey, guys, this is what's happening today. And did you know?" And sort of taking the place of talking over the backyard fence.
Right.
You know what I mean? Morning coffee with the neighbor.
And you're getting to know a person. You get to know, okay, I recognize that face. I recognize that white hair. I recognize whatever it is. You're getting to know somebody before you start doing business with them. And then you now trust them. So here you're building relationship and trust. Yes. And trust is built over time.
The other thing, Francine, is I think it's important to recognize that people want to know you're going to be consistent.
Right.
When I go to the store, I want to know they're going to be open at 9. I want to know that every day that they have on that sign. So I'll know if I can't make it today, when to come back. Mm-hmm. I know, that they're going to be here for me.
Correct.
We're here for our audience.
Right. So now we have Miss Coach Caren all the way from Toronto, Canada, in the house with us. And we're just going to enjoy this because she's always bringing something deep. You would think, money mindset has nothing to do with your business. However, it has everything to do with your business. And the little things that she shares with us, you would be astounded as the little minute things. There are sneaky fears. There are all kind of things. Coach Caren digs down deep and you're like, oh, I thought I had a handle on this. No wonder I don't have no money. Or I am doing better with this and it's because I've identified some things. So good morning, Coach Caren. How are you? And how's Toronto?
Good morning. I'm great. I apologize for my lateness.
No problem.
Not at all.
I was talking to my son and I looked at him like, oh, do you know what time it is? Goodbye, child.
Yes, but see, the conversations with our families are, sometimes we just need to do it. So, what are we learning today, Miss Coach Caren?
Well, we are closing off the month with the goal setting because we started off, this month was strictly goals, I'm thinking ahead for 2019. And so we wanted to have some goals in place. So I'll briefly go forth in what we did for the month, and then we'll start talking about what we're closing off with. So we started off with talking about goals for the new year. And then we went into the second week, we really talked, horning down, talked about discipline. And then on the 24th, which was last week, we talked about taking a discipline and turning them into systems. And today we're really going to talk a little, but a good chunk more on systemizing things and how it really, really, helps you as a person, and it really takes away from the overwhelmed feeling, because you've got it done. I mean, when you first systemize your business, you start asking yourself, so what else could I do? Because now you're not scrambling anymore, and you start noticing that it doesn't take 8 hours really to run your business. But, because you've systemized it and you understand what's in place. And so we talk about turning it into system, and we go over improving your company and people and all that stuff. Fran and I did last week. We touched upon improving your company, communication, and what communication does for your company. And then once you understand those things, you're now, okay, so I have a system. I tweak it. I see it works for my company, how I do. And lead right into what Terry's saying. You get up 9 o'clock in the morning, whatever time you went to the store, it's not open at 9, you're standing there like, what happened? What's going on? Like, where are these people? BizChicks are always here on time. I mean, unless there's tech issues, you guys are here, regardless of who can show up. One of you shows up and you're here. So people know you're here. And one of the things I learned quickly, whether people are online with you or live with you, they're checking in later. And the quiet people who sit behind, that's their thing. They need that quiet time. And eventually they need you to reach out to you. So we have to be, the people who want to produce stuff have to be able to produce what they're going to produce, regardless of if you're getting cheer on or you feel like you're talking to nobody. You're talking to somebody. And that's the key we all have to realize in our businesses. So today we're closing off at goal setting. And it's still goal setting because systemizing things is a part of you setting goal, understanding. So if you spend a whole 2018 and you were confused and you think you didn't get anything done, if you were writing in your journal, if you're writing on scraps of paper, if you're writing in your notebook, if you go back and look, you're going to see a pattern of yourself. Whatever that pattern is. Everybody's got a pattern. You're going to see what you do, what you're not doing. Well, if you're doing something you don't like, correct it. Because that's the only way you're going to improve upon yourself. You got to correct it. You might like it, but you got to correct it. If you keep doing it, you're going to do it in 2019, 2020, and then at some point, you're going to be the only person who left doing nothing with your business. And you're going to have to close it down, and you're going to have to go back and get a job. And then somebody is going to put you in that job in their system. So you're still going to be systemized. Only through somebody else.
So you're going to be in a system, so you might as well be in your own.
Right. So you want to get that done, Pat. And you want to figure out how you're going to do it. So if you're confused and you're worried about it, then you reach out to somebody. You reach out to myself, you reach out to the BizChicks, and you find out how you can get things systemized to reach your goal. Goal setting is about understanding where you want to be, the kind of monies you want to make. And it helps you get there. It helps your mind and your body and everything calms down enough for you to reach that goal. Most goals are impossible. It really looks impossible. There's nobody here who hasn't set a goal and think there's no one going to reach that goal. Every author have an idea about their books. But most book takes people 2 to 3 to 5 years to be written, the first book. After then, you can write other books. Even if somebody said, I write my book in 30 days, ask them how long they were thinking about the book. Ask them how long they were going to do the book before they actually do the book. That's just, even if you write the whole book in a day, you probably did nothing else with the book. Because it's a process, because our mind, the minute we decide on something, our mind goes to work telling us, oh, we can't do it. And it's a job on its own to say, I can do it. I used to balance on my one foot. I could have balanced on my one foot for I don't know how long. And because I haven't done it in a while, when I started back like 4 weeks ago, I was falling down all over the place because my mind was telling me, I don't think you can do it, girl. You probably got a few more pounds. That's not going to happen. And I would not give up. Of course, because I was like, this is so silly. I know it's not a big thing, but for me, losing your balance as you get older, it's important. So I needed to balance. So I was pushing until I got it done. So anything that seems impossible, it's possible. You just have to believe it's possible. And if you don't, you spend time working through to get there. That's the other thing I wanted to talk about before we even get to this. When people say you got to believe in yourself, don't panic. Nobody don't believe in themselves right away. That's in its journey in its own. It's you deciding, I believe that I can hold this glass of water for however long, and then you're going to talk to yourself about holding the glass of water every single day until you can hold the glass of water, whether it's with one finger or whatever. That's what you do every day until you can do it. Any comments, ladies?
So really, we're limited by what we think. We're limited by our limits in our mind, not necessarily the physical, because like you were saying, balancing, you have to do that every day because your body is really not used to doing it. And we did it as a kid because had a kid and we were playing and we didn't have anything else to do. So I'm going to balance. But now that you're older, you haven't been keeping up the practice.
Exactly.
And so now you're wobbling and falling. But if you would practice at it and not sit down in the chair so much, I think we would be able to continue doing some things we did as a kid. We have to keep doing it. We stopped somewhere along the way.
I want to say good morning real quick to Nora and Rue and Pat and all of you watching live, and those of you who are watching on the replay eventually. So, I just wanted to acknowledge that we have some ladies in the audience, but practice does make perfect. Isn't that what they used to tell us?
Perfect practice.
Morning, ladies. Morning. All who's watching us live. I like to say practice brings improvement. Because nothing's perfect. So that's mine. Practice brings improvement. Because I was a perfectionist. I ain't gonna lie. I used to want everything to be so perfect that I tell you, when I went to school, we had 1 year white shoes we had to wear with socks and 1 year black. So we used to be in between, and my school was uniform. And so if I had a dot on my shoes, the world is ended. I would be in that shoes. My teacher used to say, Caren, get over yourself. But I would be on and on about the stupid shoes. It's just a shoe. If you match my shoes, I am complaining. I'm at the principal.
Alrighty then.
I know I was ridiculous. I'm owning it. And, it happened to, once I had my kids, it really spilled itself over. And that's why I like to talk to you about yourself before you talk about your business, because it really spilled over into that. Every single thing the kids did, I never wanted to see them dirty. It used to kill me. And then I had my son and I said to him, I didn't mean it. I said, okay, Paul, you can walk in the mud all day today and get your shoes dirty. And I mean, of course, he's in kindergarten, so he walked in every puddle. And I'm just dying because he is soaked in the mud. And I had to get him to school. And I think it was the first time that was like giving up control. And I got there and I said to the kindergarten teacher, today he's going to be in school without shoes because this is what he has done. And she said to me, it's okay. It's okay. If you think he should sit without shoes, it's okay. And he sat without shoes, and the child was fine. But yeah. Oh, yeah. You know how mommy was.
So a lot of this is not about our customers, it's about us.
Yes. And what we do and how we portray, a lot of people retire. Really physically, the people who do well in retirement is the people who retire but found either volunteering work to do, so they still have a schedule, they still have a system, they get up in the morning. My husband had an operation a couple of weeks ago, and the volunteer lady that wheeled him out, she was 89. And I said to her, I can push the chair. She goes, oh no, you can't take that away from me. I live for this. Please, this is what I do. I enjoy taking them to the car. Every time I push a patient out, I'm thanking the Lord because they came through safe from an operation.
Nice.
God delivered them, and now they're getting to go home to their families. So this is the joy that I receive every day from showing up there. I said, so you're retiring at the end of the year? She goes, nope. They have to tell me no. And if they told me no, I'll find a new place to go. But this is where I'm at. And she was 89 years. And you couldn't tell. Strong as a fiddle. It was so funny. But back to the business of systemizing and understanding your business. You really, really will see the joy the minute you systemize whatever you're doing. All right.
So systems is one of those little small things that needs to be in place in order for us to run our business, instead of us kind of shooting from the hip, or the knee-jerk reactions, or the when I feel like it plan of action.
Yeah. And you know, most of us react to things, right? I know my biggest thing was when I come online live, and when I'm finished, I used to be like, so what do I do now? Because I'm enjoying the lot. It used to be I didn't do anything for another hour, just relevant in whatever I did. I'm not going to lie about it. Especially when I started first scoop and blog, I used to like, oh, what else happens? Because I got a whole bunch of done before I got on, right? And I had something that I implement as soon as I get off. I go back, and if I'm not looking at it again, I will go back and just look at my notes, see if I delivered well, what I could improve upon, and I'll note it down. And then I'll probably go have a cup of tea and, have a cookie or just something to eat. And just calm myself down, because that's the time of the afternoon that I have plugged in. And I told you guys where I need to just decompress and just, sometimes it's do nothing, sometimes read a book, sometimes it's watch a video. It depends on whatever is happening, but I need that little half an hour to do that. So, right on to systemizing. You've got a business, and let's say, because we're online, let's talk strictly online. I'm going to go offline a bit, but let's talk online. When you get up in the morning, you guys know I've said this before, what do you do? And if you don't know what you do, just write down what you're doing right now. But also next to that, I want you to ask yourself, is it serving me the best way possible? I'm not going to give you mine right away. I'm telling you to go do you. Is this serving me? The next thing, what is the next thing I do immediately in my business? And is it serving me? The third, is it bringing me money? Because you're in business to make money. Is it bringing me money? Whatever that third thing is you're doing. Is it bringing me money? The fourth, is it nurturing the people that paid me the money? What is it doing for those people that paid me the money? You need to write that down so you know. Because those are the same things that you get to tell people when you're selling whatever you're selling, right? And so you know now how you nurture them. The next thing is, after you do that, you want to really find out, and you want to go investigate. If you don't run your own ads, let me just break a little bubble. Groups are great, because I talk about them and I said they're great. Interacting with people on Messenger is great. Coming here is great, but part of your business is going to cost you. And that is your advertising section. And when you are advertising, you're going to have to go investigate how you're going to advertise, how you attract people. And you don't get to know this until you spend money. And this part, if you weren't making, what are you going to spend? So you got to make so you can spend. So let's say we choose this route, right? You went to Messenger and you talked to 6 people and somebody buy. 1 person out of 5 people buy. You know you've got to talk to 6 people to get 1 sale. That's part of your system. That's what I need to do. I need to talk to 6 people to get 1 sale. So if I want 2 sales every day, I need to talk to 12 people. Some might be Messenger, some might be in groups, but you're going to have to get brave and talk to those 12 people. So all you want to make, let's say every day, all you want to make is $100. You have to talk to 12 people to make $100. But you have to have a product that people are going to buy for $50 each to sell to the 2 people. Or you get a product that you make $25 on and you sell to 4 people, which means you have to talk to 24 people. That's in your system. And you're going to have to know this to run your business, whatever business that is. So that's for the people who want to make $100 a day. All right? It's in your system. So every day, what do you do? These are the things I do. Now, people might say, well, Caren, what am I supposed to do on social media? How am I supposed to track this? You telling me to do this alone? I didn't tell you to do that alone. I'm telling you this is your main system to make you the dollars that you need to make. You need to know what you do in the morning. Why? Because when self is feeling great, we do great things. If you're feeling down in the dumps, if you're pulling the covers over your head and you don't want to get up in the morning, you ain't doing no great stuff. When people say to me, Karen, I'm a night owl, I'm like, okay, so if you're a night owl, you're not going to bed till 2 or 3 in the morning, then you still got your morning to start. Before you go to bed, here's what you do. Doom, doom, doom. So you're still catching it. Because if you go to bed 3 o'clock, that's the time my husband get up in the morning. So there's people who get up early. So you still got a chance to do your morning stuff. And you might want to stay until 5 so you can finish 2 hours of work and then go to sleep. If you're claiming you are. And the minute I tell people that, they're like, no, I can't stay up till, Because we will make excuses for ourselves every single chance we get. As great as I am at what I'm doing, I have to keep reminding me there's a sign when I look over that says, no excuses, get up and dance. Which means if I'm finding myself making an excuse, I need to get up and do a little jiggle or whatever it is. Or I might just do it right in the chair, and get myself out of the lie that I just told myself. Whatever that lie is. If I tell myself, well, I don't know what to do on my website. I don't know what to do at the back of it. Like, how do I move this from here? I just lied. Because honestly, I can go to YouTube. I can call up Francine. I can call up another friend. And I really can go to the back and do something about it. But here's my excuse. Well, that's going to take too long. No and what? No and what? No and what? What am I doing? What am I doing myself? What? Like, everybody got their thing. But I got my thing and mine's my, or if I literally get off the desk and shake it, move it around. Because I want to jostle myself into the lie that I've just told me. I want to get out of it. Lies, and you guys know I talk about the sneaky lies. It's never just in your face. It's just there, waiting to just, I can't call 12 people, Karen. I can't tell 12 people, Yeah, you can, and you have to. If you want to make $100 a day, if you want to make $200 a day, I don't care what your number is. Whatever it is you want to make, it has to get into the system. Don't be afraid about money. Just telling your money stories to get yourself to understand. Receiving money is okay, because I'm in business. I'm in business, and receiving money is okay. Write that little note down for yourself. Or I live abundantly, and receiving money is okay. It's not a sin to collect money and all that sort of thing. You can write whatever you want, but get it written out there, and then get to it. Any questions?
Observation, you have to jolt yourself out of that stupid thinking or the thing that tries to keep you in a negative place. You can't just sit there and let the thoughts just kind of collect. You got to get up and jolt your way out of that. Nope. Because it really is easy to sit down there when you're looking at a project. Okay, I need to finish off my website, and it looks daunting, but it really isn't. And you said it. You can make a phone call and have somebody else do it, or you can go to YouTube and learn how to do it yourself.
Yes. Because your mind will tell you all that you can't do, and you have to consistently tell it what it can do, and then you get up and you do whatever you need to do in the meantime. Because sometimes you need to do something else. And look at the something else as not taking away from what you're doing. Look at the something else, and don't look at it as it's taking away from you, but look at it as it's enhancing the bigger picture. It's enhancing the outcome that I really want. It's enhancing what I really want to do. It's helping me. See, for me, movement helped me. Everybody else is different. Everybody has their own thing. But dance helped me. Singing helped me. Like, if I put on music, it helps me. When I clean, it helps me. I don't let anybody clean my office because it just helps me. When I move things around, it helps me, and I've learned what helps me. And so I do it, and I don't look like, well, the cleaner could have cleaned my office. I look at it as, it helps me to get to where I need to be. So that's okay for me to do. Now, if I'm busy, yes, you can come in and do it. But mainly, I clean my office because it really helps me when I move things around, when I switch things up. It just does something to my brain. and you'll have to try and see what helps you, because everybody's different. Everybody's different. When I used to do a lot of inventory, I do inventory count. It helped me. It helped me make a sale. It helped me understand what people are buying more of. It just helps me. And that's just me. So everybody's got their stuff that helps them. And whatever helps you, tap into it, add it to your system, and do it. When it works, do it. Don't question it. When it works, do it.
That's good. Pick up the phone and call the people and get the sale. If you don't ever make the call, you won't have the sale. And a note that I put in the chat is your success is in your system.
I like that.
Oh, that's right, a Coach Caren quote. Your success is in your system. You have to make the call. And Terry and I realize that too. You can get a buddy and make the calls.
Yes.
But
buddy
you have to make the calls.
Yes. And if you don't have some, if you don't have like Francine and Terry, they come together and they can do this. If you don't have that, ask a friend, could I call you in 10 minutes? And even if you don't want to tell her why, make the call and then call her, because then that's easy. I used to be my friends. I have a few friends that work with a lot of driving. And sometimes driving on the highway was scary for them. And they would call me. Like, if they're driving very far, they'll call me and we'll talk for a good 10, 15 minutes. And I'll say, did you get to the client? And she's like, yes. When you're ready to leave, you can call me again. Because it's snowing and it's scary. And it's hard to drive. And as much as that's what she does for a living, she doesn't drive for a living. She goes to people's home and she looks after them. But the drive in between, there's days when it's hard for her. And she'll call me and like, yeah. Sometimes we're not even saying much on the phone. She know that I'm there.
Yes.
And, I want to be there for people who need me. Because that's my job. Like, my job is to really nurture, encourage, and help people. I'm called a coach, but it's so much more than just coaching people. So she's a friend, so she's not going on in my business, but still, I know she needed me. And the first time she called me, and she said, there's a big truck next to me, and I'm feeling really, I don't know what to do with myself. Like, I want to go back home. And no, you're not going to go back home. You're going to get to work. Because if you don't get to work, you can't pay your mortgage. And this is what you do for a living, right? So how do I help you get there? And I just stayed on the phone with her. And she get to work. And when she finished work, she called me again. And it got her through. So the calls become less frequent because I've helped her move past that fear. And you see how that could have paralyzed her if she didn't call out to me. She could have not come out from bed to get to work or just work within her vicinity. But the bigger jobs were taking her away, and she needed them. And for her to get there, she needed to have somebody just help her through getting past. And her thing was big trucks because something had happened with the truck on her, so it was just that build-up that was happening. So that's frequent. I mean, she called me a couple of weeks ago. I know she didn't tell me what was happening, but I know probably there was some kind of plan happening. So we just walked through it, and it took like 10 minutes to get her back on the road and do whatever she needed to do. So
nice.
So that's my job, and I feel that I don't only get to use it business-wise, but I get to use it for friends and family when they need me. That's how I nurture.
Well, because it's kind of like in an AA meeting, and you call somebody, you call a sponsor.
I didn't look at it that way, but you're right.
Yeah, you need to call somebody to help you walk through this particular difficulty. And I think that's what we do as coaches, is to be there to help hold someone's hand through the difficult parts of business.
I'm so glad you say that, Francine, because although everybody wants to know what kind of coach you are, we have to give ourselves a name just to identify. But really and truly, we don't even need to give ourselves a name. We're a coach because this is how we help you. And although I'm a money mindset coach, when you come and coach and be coached by me, it's so much more than just the money and the mindset. It's just so much more that we cover. And we have to. Because a person is just not one thing. Everybody's like, just figure one thing out and do it. Just figure your passion and do it. That's great. And I'm telling you, your passion is great, but it doesn't put money in your pocket. If all you do is your passion, it doesn't put money in your pocket because your passion don't really want you to go look for the sale. Your passion, passion can hamper you in some situations if you don't know how to handle it. Your passion doesn't care if anybody pays you. Your passion doesn't care about the system. Your passion cares if you're a sewer and you're unsore, you're like, ooh, I got the machine, it's so great. If you're a painter, this is so great. But you don't get paid for that. That is just a warm, fuzzy feeling inside of you. You have to take that passion and help somebody. If it's clothes, make them feel nice and look great. If it's painting, make them know that when they put up the painting, they look at it, it brings something to them. My passion is helping people with money. But although people want money, they don't want the other things that they need to do to earn that money. So I have to find a way to nurture them beyond money, to show them how they can move blocks that's in their way, how to make the path clear to get to the money. Because that's one of the things I have to learn is that white people are so broken poor and they don't want me to help them get rich. When I first, like, just let me help you. Just let me help you. I used to be this, on my high chair, if you will. But they want me to help them. But they really want me to understand why they want me to help them. And they want to know that I'm going to help them not to get back in that situation again. They might not want to do the work initially, so when they're resisting me, it's not because they don't want me to help them. It's just that they're seeing everything impossible at that moment. That impossibility, that imposter that they had says yes to come into their lives without, maybe consciously saying yes to it, it's there. So it's saying, no, she can't help you. She wouldn't know what to do. She can't help you. And then you're hearing in your head, but maybe if I give her a chance, no, it's the same money you don't have. You can't pay her. And so it's so much noise in your head that you're saying, like, how could I do that? Most people, there's people who pay coaches, 10, 20, 25, 75, whatever, thousands of dollars. And those people had those same noise in them. It wasn't any different from paying me $5,000 or $3,000. It wasn't any less noise. They had figured, if I look, and here's the hardest part. I know when I pay my coach, that was the hardest part. If she didn't help me get to anywhere, I would consider it a lesson. That's what I'll do with it. I'll consider it a lesson, because if she didn't teach me anything, eventually I realized she teach me one thing. And when I was able to say that to myself, I got open. So everything she taught me, I looked at it as great. Even if I feel like it's part of it I knew, it was still like, oh my God, I wouldn't think of it that way. And she got me there faster. She took away some of the nerves. She took away some of the, oh my God, I can't do this. There's not a word for it. Oh my God, I can't do this. Oh my God, I can't do this. Oh my God, this is only for certain people. I can't teach anybody this stuff. She took away those kind of things from me. And every time we talked, she took away more of it. We were going to do a runway show when her and I first hooked up. And although I never did the show, she showed me the possibility of it. She got me the people. She had, we had 6 people on the project, and it was going to happen. Personal things happened, so it didn't come to pass. But she showed me the possibility, and I was open enough to receive it. A friend of mine said the other day, he just paid, I think it was $15,000 to a coach to get him past where he was at. Because although he was making money in his business, he got to this place where if he made $8,000 to $10,000 a month, that was great, but he couldn't get past it. There's something that was happening that he couldn't get past it. And that's what this person was going to do for him. And he said, I paid the money and I was freaking out. I kept freaking out. Like, why would I pay somebody $15,000? I know what to do. Why would I pay them $15,000? Now I know what to do. But he obviously didn't know what to do because a whole year had passed him by and he wasn't passing the number that he wanted to pass. And so he knew he needed this person. So that's what happened to us and in our businesses. We know what we have to do. We know we need to have people on our email list. But we heard everybody's got 1 million people on their list. So if you only got 3 people, oh my God, what am I supposed to do? Well, if you got 3 people, your job is to keep finding new people to put on the list to go to 100. And then to 200. And then to 500. Don't worry the 1 million people on that person's list because maybe it's only 5 people that buy from the 1 million people on their list. So they're not winning. They just have a lot of people on their list. If the people buy it, they're winning. If they're not buying, they're not winning. So the first thing you need, you call people up, you get them to buy something, you need to put them on your list because you want to keep talking and nurturing them. The first reason you want them on your list is because you want to find out if what you sold them, they enjoy and they're using it. If they're not using it, how could you help them to use what you sold them? You don't want to be afraid to reach out and ask them, how could I help you use what I sold you? You need to do it. It is hard. I know. I've done it. It's hard. It's in your system. There's an ex-party system. You've got the nurturing part. You've got to find out how you can improve what you've sold to them. If you know of something else that they need and you don't service that, you reach out to the person who does it and tell them, here, I got a client, I know your price is X, Y, and Z. If we collaborate, would they be able to get a 10, 15% discount? So now you go back to the person, you said, I can get this for you at X, Y, and Z. You don't need a cut of it. You just need to help the person so that they can give you a good review, but you also feel good with yourself because you did something great. Fine, 100% of yourself you're giving. Don't try to not give it. And if you feel you're not giving it, ask, am I giving you what you need? Let the person tell you yes or no so that you don't go away beating up yourself. Put that in place. Get that set up. I know we're talking about goal setting, but all these things covered. All these things covered on it. I said it, I like vision board book versus just the vision board because it makes all these things I'm talking about pliable in there. So let's say a vision board had talked about personal training, right? And you got how you eat, you have your exercise, you have all that stuff. You need to go deeper because the deeper stuff is going to keep you exercising. The deeper stuff is going to help you eat. If you said I'm going to work out for 90 days, when 90 days come, you're done. But if you said this is my lifestyle, that's why people like lifestyle, you know that every month you have to have on your calendar the foods you're going to eat, how many times you're going to exercise. And you need to do it. You need to do it. You can't only say you need to do it. So that was the plan. That was on your vision board. Because you got to stick up a picture that you want to look nice and slim. Well, how are you going to keep looking slim if you went back to, McDonald's? If you went back to, I'm not saying you must eat it, but I'm saying once a month treat. You know, I'm saying once every 2 months. So it's on there. Like, I want to eat cookie, and I like cookie. I bake my own bloody cookie. Now, some people don't bake. I get it. But the reason I bake my own cookie, because I want a cookie. And I know it's going to have at least half an amount of sugar if I bought a cookie. So I still get to eat my cookie with less sugar. Mm-hmm. I can eat my cookie with oatmeal flour instead of flour. Or I can mix it with whole wheat flour and oatmeal. So I get my cookie, and I get a healthy cookie. I'm finding ways to have the things I want to have. Because when they're out of my life, my brain keeps saying, I need a cookie, I need a cookie, I need a cookie. I don't know, buy the cookie, and I eat a cookie. Sorry, I laugh with myself a lot.
Oh, that's good. Figure out a way to get the thing that you want in life.
You have to.
And get it in the way that you want it. There, you mentioned, the cookie and what have you. There are so many recipes now. You just have to go out online, and you don't have to succumb to the packaged stuff that's in the store. You can literally do what you want to do. I made myself a keto cheesecake with no sugar, and it was keto friendly. And if you want to know what that is, inbox me or something and I'll explain it. But I get to eat New York cheesecake.
There you go.
There's no sugar in it.
Mm. Yep.
The crust is made with almond flour and coconut flour.
There you go. There is ways to get what you want and still, give in to that feeling, because it's that nice feeling that you feel when you have certain things. Because that's what you really want. Everybody's like, well, when we talk about sugar, it's the feeling that you get from the sugar that you want. It's a comforting, a hug me kind of feeling. My mom is a substitute. She used sweet potatoes and she used apple sauce, and she'd make her own, and that's what she used instead of the sugar, right? Mm-hmm. To get that sweetness. And then she make banana bread, like she doesn't use sugar anymore. She just let the banana get really, really ripe, and that's her sugar. And for church, that she carries it, she's on something, so she does every third Sunday. She's the one that carries food, so, and a lot of big people like herself, so she's trying to make sure that what she's carrying is healthy for them too, so that there's not only talk. So every time she makes something, it's very conscious of how could I make it, and tell them about it. Not only make it, but she tells the ladies about it so that they feel comfortable, because people with diabetes, high blood pressure, all those things, they want to know that, hey, when Doreen brings something, we know it's healthy.
It's good. So there's ways for us to still enjoy the things that we want. And what I'm hearing through this whole thing, you can enjoy the passion in your business with a system.
Yes. You want it in place. You want it in place, and you want to keep learning. You don't want your business to stagnate. And that's why I said when you have a system in place, if you used to work 8 hours, you can find yourself systemized so you can work 6 hours and then spend the other 2 hours learning. After a while, you probably just need an hour. You don't need to learn everything all at once. Just learn the one thing that you want. That's it. Learn that one thing and then do something else. And then once you get it good enough, if you want to know if it's in your brain, teach it. Offer a free class. You could even say, you don't need to sign up, just have 3-6 people go through this class with you and see if they learn something from it. And then you know that you have learned it because you've taught it. When I read a book, most of my books, I read the book if I'm traveling and I'm not driving, I read the book. But most times I'm reading a book with pen and paper next. A guy asked in one of my groups and everybody was like, well, I read X, Y, and Z. Like, what did you learn from the book, he says. It's true, what did you learn from the book? Like, the books are there for you to learn something. So the reason you want pen and paper is because you want to not take the people's words, but you want to, in your own words, is write down what you learned from each chapter. It solidify what you've learned. You get to know that you comprehend what you've learned. And then the other thing you want to do is ask yourself, how am I going to use it? For myself, my business, or to share? Like, you need to ask yourself those questions. And when you do, you're better for reading the book. So when somebody asks what a book is about, you can explain it to them. Not what's in the book, but what you've learned from the book. That's what you really want to do with your books. And it makes you a better reader. And it makes you want to keep reading. The people who said most people love to read, but there's still not people who don't like to read. They'll say, I listen. But if you're listening, what's the purpose of the listening? Like, I had listened to some old stuff. I love T.D. Jakes. I listened to some old stuff from him, my friend, and great. And it was depressing stuff. And every time I listen to it, I would just feel down. And then one day my husband said, so why are you listening to it? And I dumped it in the garbage. Because, yes, it was for a time in my life. But now that I've passed that time, it wasn't good for me. So I'm not listening to that stuff. I dumped it in the garbage. It wasn't good for me. So if you're listening or reading stuff that's not good for you anymore, then you need to let it go so you can get the new stuff into your body, the new stuff into your system, the new stuff into your mind. If you were taught how to sell a certain way and you can't sell that way anymore, leave it alone and learn how to sell on this new age. You gotta grow with yourself. If you set up, I've set up programs, I've written courses, and it makes no sense anymore. So I dumped it. Did I feel bad? Yes. Do I want it was to sell? Yes, but it didn't work. So it's over. If it's something really good, I'll switch it up. I'll change the name, or I'll use it for inspirational. I'll use it for lives. I'll use it for different things. But it wouldn't be a purchase course anymore. It would be now for just a gifting. And maybe I'll take stuff out of it and make it into something that is a paid. So you have to understand. And again, if you have systemized, you understand. Because you know where you tweak, you know what's not working, and you're honestly saying to yourself, this stuff is garbage. Nobody cares about it. I don't want it. I'm not going to use it. The kind of person I am and what I give to people is far more than that crap. So I'm not using it anymore. Be real with yourself. If nobody else, you be honest with you. And when you are, you're going to give people top of the line. Because you have pride yourself that I'm not doing nothing mediocre. I am doing only the good stuff that I would want to pass on to people. That's all I'm doing. And that in itself help you be better in you and better to scale your business. Because you don't want to be in business for the rest of your life and you're only growing your business and you're not scaling your business. That's another topic, I think. That's what we're going to do next month. We're going to talk about being in business and then scaling your business. Because scaling means automation, more systemization, and I'm going to do a lot of sharing screen next month to really push you into thinking far about wherever you are, even if you're beginning. Actually, here's the thing. Even if you're in your beginning stages and you get to understand how scaling works, you got this thing to work towards. So let's say you've done the planning this month, you've been listening to Coach Caren, and you've been doing all the planning, and now you're like, how do I move that forward? How does this planning look better? That's what we're going to talk about. And the reason we're doing that, and I'm going to lead into that, is because Terry, sorry guys, Terry had, I was asking him for my new course, and Terry sanctioned it. And I'd had it before. By the time you got to me, I'd picked the name. So the name of my new course is Continuous Cash Flow Magic. That's the name. Because I want it to, I was looking at the injection and somebody has got that already, so I don't want to do what we have. And the reason I want to name it that, because one of the things about me is I realized I was subtle about what I do in a lot of ways. And people want to know it head on. And I want to thank Terry because she always said, whatever it is you're teaching, just name it that.
We know what it is. I mean,
she tells me, she says, just name it that. Okay? And I said, what am I really teaching? And it's how to make money. So continuous cash flow magic. Done. So you know when you come, you're learning how to make money. I know I'm going to teach you mindset.
Because I did not understand the language that you were trying to name this course, something about injections and
yes.
I was, but you only gave me a couple of choices, and I was like, I don't understand any of them.
That's why, and I'm glad that I did that. I came off my shell and actually asked a lot of people, and I got a lot of different feedback. And when the name came to me, it's Continuous Cash Flow Magic. That's it, because we want it to not be here and not sporadic. We want it to be continuous. What I want people to learn, to be continuously making money, and they have to have cash flow in their business. And I love the word magic, so magic is in there because it tells you you can do it. You're magical. We're magical beings. So continuous cash flow magic. It teaches you how to get money, how to get on board and make money in your business so you can see that it's doable. I pay for whatever you pay me, right? Make money so you can pay for it. So you don't feel like you're going in your credit card to pay me.
Exactly.
Yay. I like this. Continuous Cash Flow Magic. When does that course come out? Is that for this year or is that for June?
It's for this year. It started in November. So we're going to go move November into December, take that break, and then we'll continue in January.
Okay, cool.
I am not waiting for next year.
November 8th? Okay.
No, November the 15th.
Okay, very good.
You
November.
guys going to get it. Yeah.
November 15th, look for it. It'll be in the chat. It'll be on the BizChicks.
I'm going to put it on BizChicks there. You guys can see it.
Yeah, the BizChicks page.
That's what it's for. Just like I'm talking about. How do you make $100 a day? What is the activities you need to do to make that $100 a day? What is it you need to do to make that $100 every day? Because after a while, we want it. The reason it's continuous, we want to show you how to automate things, how to set it up, how to go back. Automation is not totally hands-on. Let me just say this, because people like to say, I don't have to do anything. Lies. Automation is not hands-on, but it's about 80% hands-on, but not totally 100%. Because if things change and you're not paying attention, or your VA is not paying attention, somebody get a course, nothing's happened, all right, click on something, you have the break link, and people will not tell you. I personally, if I go to anybody's stuff and it's broken, I reach out to them. I say, hey girl, there was nothing that showed up. Hey girl, there's nothing that showed up. Because that person probably don't even know this is happening. And This happens, depending on the time, because everybody's so in different countries. Look, my bank was doing maintenance last night. I went on there and it was crazy with numbers. I'm like, what the heck? And then this pop up that they're doing maintenance. So, okay, I calmed down. Came back this morning, it was fun. But these things happen because we're online, right? So we have to pay attention to that sort of stuff. So that's why it's not a fully 100% off. But automation helps you to scale your business. And I know certain business, especially Terry's product line on Terry Lean's cover-up, but that doesn't mean anything. Before I would have no. There is just so much people can do and so many people want. That they themselves is getting used to the idea that I don't always have to touch on that person.
Right. Thank you, Coach Caren. We appreciate you always coming in here on Wednesday and just helping us expand our minds and learn more and to think differently about making money and some of the things that go on in the mind that we need to get over. So I'm looking forward to your continuous cash flow magic course. And
yes. I'm feeling so excited.
and so Coach Caren will be back here next Wednesday in November. She's going to be talking to us to get us a little closer to our goals. If you stick around in here, you're going to learn a lot. But in addition to that, I think you should reach out to Coach Caren, get into this continuous cash flow magic if you need to do that. Because a lot of us are not where we want to be, where our money is concerned, and there are a lot of reasons for that. And so she's going to help us.
We're fighting. It's like, every time somebody says, I need to pay my bills and I need to find a job ASAP. I want to say this whole thing. We know it's real. Like, there's no ifs or buts. We know it's real. We know that they need to pay their bills. I always feel like if your heart wasn't in getting a job, you are literally sabotaging all the work. If you were working and not lying, that's the key here. Some people lie and wait till they're at the end and don't have any money. They were just wasting time and scrolling Facebook and doing things they shouldn't do. Not those people. The people who have diligently been working hard, just been working hard in the wrong area. And so they're not seeing the money that they need to see. Because there's work and then there's work. And if you're not working in the right place because you didn't know where to work and you're just starting out, the BizChicks have a board that will help you put stickies on it and get you there. I mean, they literally walk you from where you start to where you need to be. Yep. And I thought, when I see Fran did that board, I was like, this, I never even thought of this, but this is part of magic. Okay? You can put that stuff up there. See you accomplish it, and then take off the stick. You could literally go back the next day and do it again. This is way better than a whiteboard.
Right. It is. And this is what the board looks like.
And this is how you create systems.
Yes. So in order for you to get the party started, you need to be able to get all of that out of your mind and then put it somewhere so that you can see it every day. And that's part of the system that you have, is to look at your board and plan and see where it is that you want, what I want, how am I going to get there, and it takes away the fear. And then you can call Coach Caren or call us, and we will walk you through. Just
take
to
away
help
that
you.
Anxiety, that overwhelm, because you see it there. So if truly you have to get a job, you said, I have to get a job in truth. Here's the activities to get the job, and it's stick on the board. Even though it's for business, it's stick on the board. Once I get the job, here's the time I still want to commit to my business, and know that stick on the board. And
right.
Everything is there. So you're seeing it, and you're actually doing the work towards it. That's what I like about the board.
Yeah. So we will be back tomorrow with health and wellness with Robin and her guest. Friday we're talking tech. Monday we will have a guest. Terrell Mitchell will be with us. And then Tuesday again, TJ with social media and digital marketing. And Coach Caren will be back next Wednesday with more Money Mindset Masterclass. So
exactly. Friday, I literally wrote it down. This Friday, I'm like, I've got 2 tech things to talk about. Fine, I don't really have a lot of tech. But I've been doing stuff and I've been hearing about stuff. I'm like, what if the ladies know about it? I'm coming Friday with it.
Yeah, please. And see, we want to hear, because we don't know everything about tech, but our listeners and viewers have been doing things with tech, and we want to hear about it. So come on in and talk to us, because we definitely want to know what's going on. Technology changes so fast, and there's so many things going on. Yeah, we have a lot to talk about. So with that, we're going to say thank you. Terry, is there anything you want to add before we...
I just want to remind everybody, don't forget to go to the front of your own line. And if you're in the Sacramento area, Join us for First Mondays at Seasons 52 Restaurant this coming Monday at 5 o'clock.
November the 5th, and then you need to make sure you vote on November 6th if you are in the United States. Vote. Don't complain. Vote. Okay. And let's see. I think that's it. All right. Thank you, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Have a good one.